the vast, silent expanse of the Arctic tundra, where winter's rain can last 9 unbroken months and the sun's pale arc scarcely warms the frozen earth, the daily realities of life demand extraordinary resourcefulness. For the nomadic, peoples of Siberia's far north, including the Nenets, Evenki, and Chukchi, there is no corner store, no supermarket aisle stocked with essentials. Instead, families whose hands have known these rhythms since childhood lead younger members in rolling hides, stacking poles, and bundling household goods. Mothers wrap infants snugly in layered furs and secure bundles of diapers to sled runners. Boys and girls, clothed in thick parkas stitched from tanned hides, grasp small bundles of crafts, ivory carvings, bone trinkets, and smoked fish, destined to become barter goods. At dawn, the caravan sets off like a river of life against the snow, sledges creaking, reindeer staking their harness bells, huskies straining against their lines in eager anticipation. The route is one etched into collective memory, a winding path that threads through foothills, across frozen rivers, past moss-laden knolls and wind-swept ridges. A wrong turn can become a matter of life or death, for the terrain conceals hazards, thin ice, hidden crevasses, and sudden drifts that can swallow a sledge whole. Yet these travelers move with a confidence born of generations, their eyes attuned to the subtlest signs in the snow and sky, a shift in wind direction, the gleam of sun on ice fractures, or the distant cry of migrating geese. Travel continues. For days, punctuated by brief rests at winter shelters or hunting camps where supplies of dried meat and fish are shared. When supplies run low, families revert to ancestral methods. Reindeer moss or sawdust serve as diapers, lichen and bark are boiled into improvised paps, and animal fats fuel lamps. These practices, though born of necessity, are also suffused with cultural memory. Mothers recount how their own grandmothers once taught them to use moss to cradle a wet infant, or how reindeer skins lined makeshift diapers in eras before modern conveniences. Finally, after journeys spanning 500 kilometers or more, the caravan crests a ridge to reveal a distant cluster of buildings. The settlement's skyline of peeling paint, smoke curling from chimneys, and the glimmer of metal roofs. Here stands the general store, perhaps the only one for hundreds of miles. Inside, fluorescent lights buzz overhead, illuminating shelves that seem to defy the surrounding emptiness. Cans of condensed milk, boxes of cereal, rolls of paper diapers, sachets of soap, stacks of flour and sugar. For the nomads, this is a mirage made real, a fleeting oasis of modernity in the relentless Arctic. The market day unfolds as a communal festival. Families dismount and enter the store in groups, guided by the clerk who lays out pre-ordered pallets. Items arrive by barge during the brief summer months or via ice road convoys in late winter. Pallets of Pampers, boxes of sanitary napkins, tins of oats, bars of chocolate, and even battery packs for radios. Tables are heaped with supplies. Parents check off lists. Diapers, 2,000, soap, 100 bars, matches, 20 boxes, ampules of antibiotics, 30. Nearby, hunters haggle over shotgun shell prices, exchanging furs and carved ivory for ammunition. Children press their faces to glass cases, marveling at candy and brightly colored cereals. Elders compare notes on prices and roads, their laughter mingling with the hum of conversation in half a dozen dialects. Outside, the caravan reappears, sledges lined up, waiting to be loaded for the return. Families divide the spoils, carefully packing their rations into sled bags. Diapers slide under furs. Sacks of flour are lashed down. Soap is tucked inside. Reindeer hide pouches for protection against moisture. The last boxes of baby wipes are placed in mothers' arms, who smile at one another in relief, knowing their infants will now remain dry and comfortable through the coming months. The return journey is no less arduous. Heavily laden sledges slip and drag. Rivers once frozen now flow beneath warming ice crossings. Sudden storms can cloak the world in whiteout conditions. Yet the nomads maintain the same unshakable discipline, mapping each day's distance, monitoring weather shifts, tending the reindeer with vigilant care. Around campfires at night, provisions are rationed again. Tiny chocolate bars as treats, tea leaves boiled with snow for warmth, and the first diapers passed to anxious mothers whose infants squirm in fresh furs. As the caravan draws near home, territory, that 500-kilometer void, feels both diminished and magnified. The landscapes past, rocky outcrops etched by wind, birch groves whispering with migrating birds, tundra plains alive with returning moss, become part of a narrative that binds families across generations. The stores at the journey's end represent more than supplies. They symbolize connection, a fragile lifeline between isolated nomads and a world beyond their own. Finally, at home camp, sledges empty and chums re-raised, the twice-yearly pilgrimage concludes. Diapers unfurl, soap is unwrapped, and supplies are distributed throughout extended families. Hunters celebrate a successful haul by sharing smoked fish. Children play among the tents. Elders hold informal councils to assess the coming season's challenges. And though the market journey demands sacrifice, risk, and endurance, it also reaffirms a worldview anchored in reciprocity, between people and land, between past and future, and between the tundra's silent expanse and the flickering human presence that endures within it. In this way, for the nomadic peoples of the far north, shopping is never mere convenience. It is an act of survival, community, and cultural continuity, woven through half-yearly migrations across the frozen frontier, where every essential item carried home becomes a testament to ingenuity in the face of isolation and to the enduring spirit of Arctic life.